Oh god, it's been a while. So, I'm planning to pull for Cyno once he released. Hopefully I will get him, and this is the free-to-play weapon that I have in mind. If you guys have any suggestion, since this is not my final pick to put on him, please let me know. Thanks. I'm focusing on Elemental Mastery build for him. Now let's take a good look on what free-to-play weapon option that could be good on him. First is White Tassel. I know it is a 3 stars weapon. But look at the passive, increase normal attack damage by 24% on Refinement 1 and 48% on R5. Most of players may already had it R5. This will be my go-to if there are no better options on the free-to-play 4 stars weapon. I have not leveled it to 90, but if you guys already had it maxed, then go give yourself a try, who knows it will be an absolute free-to-play crack. Next up, Dragon's Bane. I think this will not work for my Cyno, a pretty good amount of EM on level 90. And yes, he would love to have as many EM as he could get. But the passive won't do. Increasing damage against enemies that afflicted by Hydro or Pyro by 24% on Refinement 1 sounds good, but he is an Electro, and I will put Cyno on an Aggravate team, not an Electrocharge team, so I will put this one out from my list. Oh, please note that I'm not really sure Cyno's burst attack will be called a normal attack or a burst just like the Raiden Shogun. Of course, because his kit is not officially announced yet. Then I have a prototype Star Glitter, which have an attack stat and energy recharge substat and really good passive. After using elemental skill will increase normal and charge attack damage by 8%, for 2 stacks in R1. This is an okay option, in my opinion. But with a condition, which, if I have a good balance on my crit damage and crit rate, if I don't have Raiden on the team, and if I have a crack artifact set with low energy recharge. What I mean is if I have a God Roll artifact with crack value on EM, attack and crit, then I probably go for it. But if I ended up having an average stat on my artifact set, then I'll just go balance my crit with White Tassel while waiting for RNG Archon bless me. Moving on, there is Blackcliff Pole which available on Paimon's Bargain. This weapon is another go-to, since it has a crit damage stat, and it always been much easier to build artifact with weapon that has a crit value. Blackcliff Pole also has a good passive that can increase Cyno's attack by 12% after defeating 1 enemy and stack up to 3 times by 36% after defeat 3 enemies. Not only that, each stack lasts for 30 seconds, which means there is no downtime for the buff. But, in a single target situation, the passive will not active, so I may need to put an attack buff character on his team. Or maybe just go for it if my artifact is a nutcracker. And crit damage value on this weapon is not a thing to be ignored. Another issue is I don't have enough Star Glitter at the moment, and I only exchange them for an Intertwined Fate. If you already have a max-leveled Blackcliff Pole, consider to put it on your Cyno as you can use your resin on something else you will need. Next, I have this weapon in mind, which I almost completely forget that it's exist. Kitane Cross Spear. I haven't crafted one yet, but I put it into consideration. It has an attack and EM stat. The substat is kind of okay, just like prototype Star Glitter, but it will be buffing the elemental skill damage by 6% instead of the normal attack on R1. After hitting enemy with elemental skill, the character loses 3 energy but regenerate 3 every 2 seconds for the next 6 seconds, which mean the character will lose 3 energy and getting 9 energy after 6 seconds. I have the same thought as the prototype Star Glitter on this one. But if I have to choose between the two, then I'll go with prototype Star Glitter over Kitane Cross. Next is the Catch, with attack and ER stat. What makes it different from the other ER weapon is it has a really crack passive which increasing elemental burst up to 32% and burst crit rate by 12% on R5, but I need to note that Cyno's burst are still on a gray area. Will it be called a burst all the way till end or an infused normal attack? I already maxed it out and put it on Xiangling, and I'm not planning to swap her with another polearm, so I'll put it off the list for now. But I'm not gonna lie, this free weapon is a real crack. Beside the stat, it is completely free. Next up, Wavebreaker's Fin. With base attack and attack percent stat, the passive is buffing elemental burst up to 0, 12% for every point of the entire party's combined maximum energy capacity. I know I've been rambling about will elemental burst buffing weapon works well with Cyno or not. But I have this one on my mind since the day I saw his animation, and if Cyno's burst is in fact a burst, then I will put it on him and team him up with Raiden or Miko. Since I have Wavebreakers on R5, and if it works with Cyno, then I could possibly gain a whopping 80% elemental burst damage. And I will not have to worry about attack stat, and could build an EM focus main and sub-stat on my artifacts. If I have a bad luck on rolling the artifact crit value, then a White Tassel or Blackcliff Pole seems to be a better choice for me. Moving on to the next. The Sumeru craftable polearm, Moonpiercer. With attack and EM stat on it, and the passive is just like Gooba's Chili, after triggering a Dendro-related elemental reaction, a Leaf of Revival will be created around the character for a 10-second. When picked up, it will grant the character 16% attack on R1 and 32% on R5 for 12 seconds. It's always nice to get an attack buff, but the Leaf of Revival can only generate once every 20 seconds with 12-second uptime after it's picked up, which make it have 8-second cooldown if I pick it up immediately after its spawn. Maybe I could put it on a support character, and put on another weapon on Cyno. But I saw some YouTuber giving the demonstration for it. Sorry, I forgot the channel. It was a couple days ago when I was waiting for my lunch to be delivered to my table and then I completely forgot the name. On their video, the leaf thingy sometime got stuck somewhere unreachable. Maybe they'll fix this bug in the future. And most of the time I'm not precisely count for the character's cooldown, hence I definitely will have wrong character picking up the buff. Just like what always happened with Gooba's Chili buff, when Gooba's Chili buff itself had more easy timing, I still have wrong character to pick it up. Therefore, I will put it off my list. And those are for the weapon. Now for artifact build. I already used up all of my 5 stars on the artifact strongbox for Thundering Fury set. And ended up with okay stat, but still struggling with the crit value. For the main stat, I have EM, attack, and electro damage ready to be swapped for min-maxing. And of course I will use the one which the sub-stat can balance the overall crit value. 4 pieces Thundering Fury will also reduce the elemental skill cooldown, and this is the main reason I gambled for Thundering Fury in the strongbox. I also farming the Gilded Dream set, keeping the one that has a good stat in it, and put the rest on artifact strongbox for Thundering Fury. The Gilded Dream set will not only buff Cyno's attack but also increase his EM. If I could pull for his signature weapon, then I'll go with the Gilded Dream set and put my already maxed Thundering Fury to HOYO-MiX for Aggravate team. For now I have 2 Shimenawa and 2 Thundering on HOYO-MiX with attack and electro damage main stat for a quick swap team with Raiden or Hypercarry Miko. I've tried the EM main stat Thundering Fury set on HOYO-MiX and it turns out really good. She is doing big overtime aggravated damage, but the downside is, it's decreased her nuke. Overall, the artifact that has a good value and balance on crit will become the best to use, in my opinion. Since I'm a free-to-play, well, a Welkin Moon player, I can only wish the RNG Archon bless my artifact roll. As for weapon, I won't rush to maxing out all the weapon that I mentioned before. It is best to wait for the update. Who knows, they will release a free-to-play polearm that will work with Cyno's kit. If you have come this far, you have my thanks and I wish you luck for your Cyno's pull. Stay safe and until the next one.